5 years ago, I gave a very striking documentary on this very same programme about the mast, which was proposed to be put up here in sunny Fulwood, as you may remember. Since that documentary was filmed, a terrible thing happened. Unfortunately, as brave and heroic as the protesters were, they could not prevent the inevitable event from happening. And unfortunately, on the corner, as you will see in just a moment, the dreaded 3G death mast has been installed. I've taken the precaution of wearing a high-tech tracksuit, a cap and an umbrella to protect me from the deadly 3G particles which now saturate the air here in Fulwood. Once a happy place full of smiling children, ice creams, lollipops and rainbows. Now a ghost town. Here in Fulwood, I'm quite overwhelmed by the stench of dead bodies, and just taking time to look around, you can see them all over, strewn in the hedge there. You might not be able to catch that on camera, but believe you me, in the flesh it's very striking, very visceral. This poor man here has been dead 5 years. He was running towards the mast at the time of it being erected. Try and stop it from happening, but unfortunately was to no avail. In simple men's terms, the mast 3G particles are smaller than the holes in your skin. So basically, they permeate the outer membrane and then enter the bloodstream. This, as you know, can cause instant death. Worse than being run over. And here it is, the very death pole. As you see, I have to shield myself behind the umbrella to stop the deadly rays entering my skin and going into my bloodstream, causing sudden death. Okay. The first casualties were the small animals. Poor Bruce, needless to say, has never been seen. You okay, Andrew? Just need to go over there, it's very overwhelming. It really is. Oh. Here I am in one of the many abandoned streets here in Fulwood. Not a person to be seen. It really is very, very strange. As you may remember, at this point of the documentary, the first time, I began interviewing some of the residents of this fine establishment, Fulwood, to ask them on their views about the mast and whether they had indeed done anything to stop it. And one of the main protesters, I think you may remember, was Andrew Groom of 92 Hallamshire Road. And now we're going to see what the mast has made of her. It's this way. So I'm very tired. That radiation really does get into your blood. Need a good bath after this. So here it is. And this is all that remains of Andrew Groom. Radiation really making mincemeat of her. The only thing people have managed to do is hide behind large mirrors like this. This man was Andrew Groom. He's been here for 5 years, still sticking it out. As I walk down one of the worst affected streets here, look at the houses. 90, dead. 88, she's also dead. No signs of life here at all. Dead. 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 dead up here. Dead. 86. Dead. 84. Dead. Let's speed up. Dead. Dead. He's dead. Dead. They're all dead. Dead. Dude, it's confusing. It's panicking. They're all dead. 82. Dead. 80. Dead. They're all dead. Everyone's dead. 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 Scary. Here I am with the chief executive of Hutchinson, who, if you remember, are the villains in this case and one of the main driving forces in putting up that death mast. The director, Dutch Rickard, would rather remain anonymous, so he put this radiation blanket over his body. So, Dutch Rickard, what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, like I say, it had nothing to do with Hutchinson's mast being put up. In fact, I think it has more to do with the water supply being poisoned, as we tried to get rid of the residents on the street who were protesting.
Lies!
No, not lies. Not lies at all.
This is all rather embarrassing, and I thought it was you that was to blame. Very much apologies, sir. Thank you very much. Appears the radiation has got too much for the cloud touch. This radioactive proof hedge has been giving me a welcome respite from the thunderous onslaught of radiation which I've been putting up with this morning. As you may have noticed, there are many cars moving about seemingly as normal. However, this is not the case. In fact, many of the cars have merged with the 3G technology and they've begun to develop personalities and to drive themselves. It's very, very mysterious. Some of the cars have developed very advanced forms of communication, such as this Mercedes here, which has programmed itself to communicate through the car radio. So we're now going to conduct an interview with this Mercedes. Here goes. Hello, car.
Hello.
Yes, obviously to many of the viewers a talking car may seem disturbing. Please could you explain when you developed these abilities?
Well, I noticed about 5 years ago that suddenly I had some semblance of awareness. So now it's just one ability after the other. First I could only move around, and now I can talk to everyone, but nobody seems to be around.
Extraordinary. 5 years ago, there was a lot of doom and gloom in the air, but there was still hope. There was still courage. There was still a band of loyal men who would stop at nothing to stop this mast from being erected. But now, there is only death and despair. Andrew Groom reported for RBC News.